Hello there, my name is Red, and welcome to rather offbeat video. Recently I got a question regarding making arrows fly straight, like gravityless, followed up by making them double their speed, which was a challenge, and then followed up by making them shoot different kinds of rounds. Basically someone's looking to make the bows act like guns, I guess, for some kind of, I don't know, I don't know what they're doing, but it might be like some kind of game they're making. And I would love to help out more in the comments, but I can't fit this mess in there, so instead I'm just going to be making this little demonstration video. Sorry for all the hemming and hawing, I haven't really got this planned out. I'm gonna go through the steps I took to make the thing before I show off the thing. So first and foremost, I had to find out how to double arrow speeds, so I did that like this. I'll actually disable this one for now. So if I do this and then get a regular bow, you'll notice that the arrows fly ridiculously fast. Even if I barely charge the shot, they still fly pretty fast. Like, zoom. Turns out you had to do this by taking the values from the motion tag in the arrows, copying them to the arrows, like storing them in the arrows, copying them to the arrows, and then taking them from the arrows and applying them to the arrows. It's a mess, and it's not actually my system. I will credit, let me see here. Okay, it was a post on Stack Exchange, and I can't find the user because I am blind, but I will leave a link in description with credit for this system. Because basically what I'm doing right now is just two patchwork systems for arrow manipulation. So that one's the speed, like I showed you. So now that I have it turned off, you'll notice that the arrows are slow again. If I turn it back on, they'll be fast. You get the gist. So, fast arrows. And secondly, I needed tagged arrows. Now, an arrow doesn't have a tag based on what bow it's shot out of. You instead need to tag it based off of who the arrow's nearest. And this system seems to work pretty well. This one I found on a Reddit post by Cortland305, it looks like. And I will leave a link to that as well in the description with credit. Because, again, I'm just mishmashing these systems together. Basically, the way that this one works is... Let's see here. Yeah, it checks to see if you're using a bow tagged specifically, and also everything I'll be showing is bow only, but if you wanted to do this with crossbows, you need to replace any instance of bow with crossbow and stuff like that. Use different, potentially different tags. You'd need a different set of scoreboard commands too, because it tracks specifically the amount of times you've used a bow. Minecraft.used Minecraft.bow, but I am getting ahead of myself. Basically what happens is this checks to see if you have shot the cool bow, as it's called, like that. Yeah, cool bow. It's got a tag called cool bow, and if you are holding that, yeah, basically it checks if you're holding the item tagged as cool bow at the same time as checking to see if you have used a bow recently, because it tracks. This is a dummy score right here, tracking your previous bow use amount, so it just goes up by 1 constantly. I've also set them both back to 0 up high because it's not necessary, but I just like keeping them at 0. And so if that happens, it's going to set your current bow used. Sorry, set your previous bow used to your current bow used. I'm probably doing a horrendous job explaining this, but if you're looking to copy this, all I'm going to do is show you all the commands I did. Because I'm getting through the basic explanation, and everything in here is a slight variation on them. And so, if I shoot the cool bow, you'll notice that this detects it. If I shoot the regular bow, you'll notice that this doesn't detect it. And this is my long-winded way of saying that what this does is this lets us use this in multiplayer, and it also makes it so skeleton's arrows aren't affected, the pillager arrows aren't affected, stuff like that. So the cool bow, that arrow is a cool bow arrow, and this arrow is not a cool bow arrow. I believe that's where my demonstration ends for now as to how I got here. Let's show off what I actually have. Person in the comments wanted stuff like, you know, the no gravity arrows. I also made the explosive arrows, which was fun, and sniper rounds, which I added like a tracer to. So let me show off the standard gun first and foremost. It's nothing special, it's just arrows that fly in a straight line, so if I decided to keep their speed standard so that the sniper rifle at least felt different. And that's all there is to it. It's just arrows that fly straight and forever. So if I shot one off in the distance, you can see it just kind of going. I'll shoot one slower. There it goes. And since friction isn't really a thing, it's just gonna kind of go. So let's just kill all the things. So that's the standard one. Explosive rounds. This one's fun. I like it a lot. Leaves a little smoke trail, and once it's been in the ground for about 0.75 seconds, it explodes. I've had a lot of fun with these ones, especially since you could bounce arrows off of the explosion, so you can just do this and start. Yeah! You can send them flying. I decided to leave the arc on this one, just because that felt right to me. I don't know, it's weighed down by an explosive. What are you gonna do? Boom. And that leaves the sniper rounds. This one I doubled the speed of, which I should probably turn back on. So, double the speed of this one. And I've also added a little tracer that only goes while it's in motion. So you notice that there's no particles from the arrow while it's in the ground, unlike the explosive round. But while it's in the air, little flames dotting back to its location, like the location of the shooter, I should say, fly out. So, yeah, had fun making these 3 weapons. And obviously, if you wanted to make other ones, you just need another tower and another slight variation, along with a bow with a different tag. So this one's tagged sniper bow, this one's tagged explosive bow, this one's tagged standard bow, and all that jazz. Basically, everything else is just as I showed you. I think I've explained all I can. All that's left to do is show all the commands, and there's a ludicrous amount of these, so I don't think I'll be filling the description with the commands this time around. But, you know, if you wanna copy what I've done here, feel free to just pause the video whenever I have it in chat and go right ahead. I'll try to keep it one at a time. So, first you're gonna need this if you're gonna want the speed thing to work. So, go ahead and activate that. And for the rest of our setup, let's get that out of the way as well. You're gonna want this. You're gonna want this. You're gonna activate both of those. And you're gonna want to do this once. Also, for the explosive rounds, you're gonna want a timer. I've just reused grenade timer, but like any dummy timer works as long as you just keep the name the same over here and in here. Here's our selection of weaponry. Now let's start with the speed tower. It's basically just going to be taking the X, the Y, and the Z, and doubling it. That's what that 2 million instead of 1 million does. And then it's going to tag any sped up arrows as sped up. That prevents them from just accelerating. Like, if I didn't do this, I'm actually a little curious what would happen. Sniper rifle. Whoa. Okay. That's wacky. That is wacky. You can see it glitching out the farther it goes. Whoa! It went there? Okay, yes. Yeah, so, very clearly, letting it keep increasing speed is not stable. Let's just get rid of these. Okay. Anyway, that's the tower. Next up is our standard gun. So here's how this works. Remember to keep these blocks conditional. Just follow along with everything you see in the video. I've already run out of ways to explain things. And at the back here, this is what lets it fly straight. Here's the setup for our explosive rounds. I quite like this. I think this structure should be exactly the same except with different tags. I am now going to elaborate on why it's conditional. I tried unconditional and it works with one bow only. But as soon as you have, like, I have 4 different types in this case, the test one and then the 3, like, official ones. And they get a little buggy. Something about what has priority. Alright, so that's the explosive right now. Let's get the cosmetic/explosive effect going. Here's the particle tag. Here is something that lets us, you can't pick up the arrows while it's in the ground. That way it explodes. And it only explodes while in the ground. If it hits an entity, it will not explode. These can be unconditional too. This keeps track of its timer. This is the same thing as what I did in the grenade video. Summons an instantly exploding creeper at 0.75 seconds. And this kills the arrow so it doesn't just keep exploding. Last but not least, we have the sniper rifle. Again, same structure here, except this block is what gives it its speed. It adds the speed up tag. So what happens is the arrow gets processed through here for tags, then gets processed through there for speed tags. Then, once again, the bow score resetting. There we go. This is another interesting thing I forgot to mention. The sniper arrows also deal damage at, I think, double the scale of regular arrows. So if you look here, damage is normally kept at 2.0 on arrows, but 4.0 makes it really hit hard. And then, of course, the small flame particles I use as tracer rounds. Et voila! I have shown you every single command necessary to this. These are all for testing purposes, and that is to kill everything. So all you need is, like, this line right here. And I've shown you them all, and I have explained them to the best of my ability, but this technology is pretty new to me, too. All I'm doing is mixing and matching other people's ideas. But it was a fun challenge, so sorry for the lower quality of video. This has just been me explaining my thought process and showing how to kind of copy-paste it step by step. But I would like to thank you for the challenge. So yeah, big thanks to BD for commenting these ideas. Hopefully this is what you're looking for. Hopefully this helps you out. I guess that's it for me. So my name is Red. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in whatever comes next. See you later.